Hi guys, today I wanted to discuss a topic that I've previously made a video on, and it's on my Instagram, but it never actually made it to my YouTube page, and I feel like it's one of the most important topics that I need to discuss when it comes to narcissistic relationships and abusive people in our lives. This tactic happens all the time around us, and it's ever so evident now with social media and other platforms where people have a platform to speak on, and therefore I feel like this manipulation technique from abusers is getting used all over the place, and we need to be aware of what's going on. And the term is gaslighting. It's a manipulation technique to control and literally discredit your sanity to people, done by narcissists and people who are abusive. And it's a term that's being used a lot, so I just wanted to really go into it a little bit more deeper, explain to you guys what gaslighting is and several signs that you're being gaslighted, and for you to put a stop to it, because it could really mess up with your self-esteem and confidence. If you haven't been to my page before, and if you're new to me, please do subscribe to my page. On this corner of the internet, I talk about personal development, mental and emotional well-being, as well as day-to-day issues. And if you're returning, then thank you for keeping up with me. So today's topic, gaslighting. I've done a whole series of stuff on narcissism, I know, and gaslighting is a very big technique, a very prominent technique that a lot of narcissists do use. So definitely needs its own video. And I just wanted to start off by going into some of the traits, so some of the techniques that the narcissist abusers use to control you. And the first one is, like I said, to discredit you and to make you feel like you're crazy or you've lost the plot. And that may happen in a very public way, in front of people, in like snidey comments and ways, or it could happen behind your back. And by that I mean is when you're telling a story, you're amongst a group of friends and you're talking about it, and then your partner, or whoever this abuser may be, a friend, turns around and says, "Oh, here we go, Hamasa again, there we go. She started off. This is what she's like." Very dismissive of what you have to say, and just really discrediting you and making you look a little bit silly in front of people. And when it comes to behind your back, they could be planting seeds into people's heads, like your friendship group around you, that, "Oh, you know, Hamasa's really going through something very difficult right now, and like she's just being so weird. She's really being out of character, and da-da-da." So when time comes to it and push comes to shove, and you act or say anything or react to the manipulator's behavior, then you're the one that's looking crazy, because the other people are think, "Oh yeah, so and so did mention that Hamasa was going through a tough time, and therefore she's acting out like this." And obviously when a group of people begin to think that there's something wrong with you, then you might start believing that about yourself, because you're not only thinking that the abusive person is saying all these things to you, but your wider group of friends are also thinking these things about you. So maybe there is something, maybe you are the problem. So that's what a manipulation technique that mostly gaslighters use, is to make you look bad collectively in front of other people, as well as in your own head, because that way you will start questioning yourself more and more, and you're going to feel like you're the issue, when really you're not at all. You're the victim in this. The next tactic is that they show you, let's say you confront them about being upset over something, or something that's really bothered you. They're either very confident about what happened in their version of things, so they come back and recite it bit by bit, like, "No, actually, this is what happened, and you're the one who misunderstood, because this is how it went, da 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 da." Or they could give you a bit of a fake compassion and be very condescending. So you telling them how you're upset over something, and they're just like, "Oh, did that really upset you?" So with this belittling and condescendingness, they can twist the story around, be like, "Yeah, like, oh, you got hurt. I've noticed you've been very stressed with work recently, and you know, this is just how you're remembering the situation, because you're so sensitive emotionally right now, and it's just all the stuff that you're going through, and that's why you're taking this the wrong way. Because from what I remember, it wasn't like that, and it's just you're so stressed." So again, they're twisting it, making it about you, and so like you start second guessing yourself that, oh, maybe I did take this the wrong way and that's not what they meant, when really like your reality or your experience of the situation shouldn't be invalidated or discredited. If you were made to feel something, even if they didn't mean it, it doesn't matter, because you still felt what you felt. And if you're expressing that to the person, they may not have meant it, they still owe you an explanation or apology because you're upset. It doesn't mean that your feelings and emotions should get discredited like that, but unfortunately, that's what a gaslighter does. The next way that they tend to manipulate the situation, making it about you, is when you're telling them something, they just don't pay no mind to it. They pay no attention. You could be telling them about things and speaking about it. They discredit and dismiss what's important to you, what you're talking about, and they turn around and make the topic purely about you. They start asking like, oh, you know what, I actually noticed that, you've been a bit off recently. Is everything okay with you? What's going on? It's a diversion and dismissing you and your topic that you chose to speak about. Is them flipping this now on you and making it about you and making you the problem. It's this fake concern and wanting to be in on it and making it seem like they really care. But really, they're just focusing or bringing attention to things that you haven't been happy with or haven't felt that comfortable or confident in. The next one kind of links with my point that I just made, which is really minimizing and belittling all your issues or anything that you speak about. So every time something upsets you or you bring it up or you want to discuss it, it's like, oh my God, how is this a big deal to you again? You always overreact. You're always like this. The word always, as if this is the issue in you and it's like that all the time, is key. And also them minimizing and belittling you and your reactions and your feelings towards something. So you are the issue. It doesn't matter if so-and-so kept disrespecting you. How dare you react like this again and again? And this is what just you do. This is the issues in you. It's your reaction. They didn't mean that. So again, always being dismissive and belittling anything that's important to you or that hurts you or upsets you or you want to talk about. The next one is an obvious one, and it's just being overtly lying, just being completely in denial of things that happen or things that have been said. And you on the receiving end are burning up like, I know what happened. I was there. It's like, no, that didn't happen. Completely fabricated. And they make their own version of the story. So with the lying, in extreme cases, when it comes to like abusive relationships, it's like when you know that you've been pushed and shoved and hit and whatever, and then you try and speak about it or try to bring it up, and it's like, that's not what happened. You were acting crazy. You went mad at me. I tried to protect myself, so I put my hands up and you felt like I pushed you. When you really know that that's not what happened. So the lying is when there's no other way of getting out of things, or there's no other way of avoiding a responsibility. It's like, nah, you're crazy. You dreamt this up. This didn't happen. So again, you're questioning your sanity and just if it's you, like really that's how you read the situation. And lastly, which I think happens a lot in relationships, especially when it comes to cheating and things, again, and abusive relationships, is that if someone is gaslighting you about you confronting them about cheating, and they turn around and say, oh, I did it because you made me do it. What? I'm sorry, what? No one can make you cheat. If I was a bad partner, as an adult, as someone responsible, it's your job to pull me aside, discuss it, and make a decision. How is cheating justifiable or an answer to me being a bad partner? How is that okay? How did I make you do that? I didn't make you do anything. You chose to go and cheat. You made a choice. You knew what you had to lose, and you still went ahead and did that. So that's what happens with gaslighting. Oh, wait, when it comes to abuse, again, you made me hate you. You were acting erratic, and you made me so angry that I couldn't even control myself, therefore I hate you. Absolutely not. If you can't control yourself, you have issues to face, and you need to go and look into that. You're not stupid. You're not an idiot. you're not a puppet, and no one can make you do anything you don't want to do. You chose to make that decision. So this is, again, it's you questioning yourself, and that happens a lot in relationships. I've spoken to so many girls where their partner's done something, it's like, oh, I get it though, because you know, I was like this and I made him jealous and he then went and cheated. Or no one can make anyone do anything they don't want to do. Whatever you do, take responsibility for it. Now, the key thing here is that most times the people that do this and gaslight you are aware that they're doing it and they're gaslighting you. In some cases, there are situations that people are just not that self-aware. They're just not. They just don't know themselves, so they don't know how they're coming across, and so they may unintentionally gaslight you. But we're all, I'm hoping, I'm going to give everybody credit here that we know right from wrong, and we know our gut feeling, and you kind of deep down know when someone's really doing it out of in a malicious way, out of spite, or someone's doing it because they just don't know any better. I think we can differentiate and decipher that in situations, because usually gaslighting and things comes from an abuser, so they're already being abusive, and the gaslighting is another manipulation technique that they're adding to their abuse. So you kind of already know. But I feel like the more we're aware of this, we can identify the traits and understand what's happening, then we can put a stop to this kind of abuse and not let it really question our sanity, because this is very powerful stuff. Usually this comes from people that we really care about and are very close to us. So if they're constantly questioning our behaviors, our reactions, our emotions, our feelings, and are really making us question our sanity and peace of mind, then of course in due time, if they're constantly doing that, that will start taking effect, and that will really start shaping how we really think about ourselves and our sanity. And it's not right. It's a very horrible position to be in. I've experienced this before, and I know that it's not nice, and I know that it is an abuse tool that most narcissistic people use. And also, like I said, some people may do it unintentionally, but it still needs to be brought to their attention, because you're still experiencing all those emotions, and it's not fair. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it makes you understand more what this term that gets thrown around so much nowadays, what it actually means and what it stands for. It happens in the media all the time, discrediting people and gaslighting what they're saying. It happens in the court of law all the time, discrediting the victim and victim blaming. So it is something that happens all around us in all different walks of life, more so predominantly in close relationships, but it does happen on an institutional level as well. So the more we're aware of it, the more we're protecting ourselves. If you haven't subscribed to my page, please do so. Please like and comment on this video. Please share your experiences of gaslighting. Would love to know. And I will see you here again next week. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.